Unless you're 1% strong as hell.
Yo, y'all, this is our take. This is Mark, the moderator. We might lose Banks. Go ahead.
Banks.com, the game is the game always.
Leaf is only family, Brooklyn forever.
Maybe the process, shout to Roosevelt Strong.
All right, y'all. So what I want to bring up, it's going to be a two-part conversation, which we're going to have because we're going to have another time to talk about the playoffs. What I got to get out and really want to talk about is DeShaun Watson with the Houston Texans, everything that is going on there. And then the other piece of the puzzle is right now there was seven opportunities for coaches to be hired. And so far, not one black head coach has been hired. And Eric Bieniemy has for the past 2 years has been a very sexy name that is supposed to get a job and is yet to still get a job after all this time. What's your take on them both? Let's start out with the coaching part first, and then after that we will go to the Watson.
Guess I'll go first.
Avery, go ahead, Abe.
Yo, listen, are we surprised by this? I think it's a travesty, but are we surprised by this? I said the same thing about when the Cowboys hired who did they hire? Who did they hire?
MacArthur.
Not even MacArthur, the defensive coordinator they just hired.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know the guy's name.
Quinn.
Okay, Dan Quinn. You took 2 seconds to hire a guy. Nolan gets fired. Tomorrow we got Dan Quinn. There's no true due diligence. Forget the Rooney Rule. Forget all the nonsense. You know what? I hope and I pray that Eric Bieniemy gets a job and he is like ultra successful. You know what I mean? They're still gonna do the nonsense, right? Let's be very clear. They're still gonna do the nonsense. But to me, again, this is a league of retreads.
Hold on. Excuse me a second. Banks, give me a second because I gotta paint this picture real deep. When George Floyd was murdered, the NFL was one of the organizations that said their initiative that they wanted equality and equity in the NFL. They supposedly poured so much money into making sure that fairness was going to be happening in the NFL. And right now, 6 months later, the NFL is showing us how much they really value black lives because these coaches right now that has been hired, you have overstepped. Certain coaches have been overstepped. Pep Hamilton's name hasn't even came up. Okay, Eric Bieniemy ain't a token interview. You look at the other coaches. You talk about Todd Bowles. You got Leftwich out there. You got guys out there that's not even getting interviews. How in the hell?
Todd Bowles got interviewed, and Bieniemy is supposed to interview with Philly and Jacksonville.
Hold on. Bieniemy, over the bye weekend, which they had going into the playoffs, he was not interviewed. Houston, after Watson got at them about not interviewing him, they brought him in. And now people are seeing the hires. There's only 2 spots left. There's only 2 openings left right now. 5 hires have happened. Saleh, who isn't black, he is a person of color. But there is not one black head coach has been hired at this point in time with 2 jobs left.
Go
ahead, Banks.
Yeah. First of all, just for clarity, Bieniemy interviewed for 6 of the 7 head coaching positions.
No, he hasn't. No.
Yes, he did.
They announced today. I listened to it. He's only had 1 interview to date. Eric Reed came out. Andy Reid came out and said he's hoping that he gets more interviews, but right now he has only gotten 1 interview, and that's Houston Texans because that was right after the bye. No one has spoken to Bieniemy when they had a bye week, which was the best week to interview him. They didn't do it.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm reading here like Banks like Banks has said, and this is something you would say today, that he's had 5 interviews.
Yeah, the earlier
Andy
report
Reid said he had 1 interview this morning. When I heard it, Andy Reid himself came out and said he had 1 interview. So far that was it. He has not, and going into their playoff game, he wasn't interviewed.
Okay, let's get back to the matter at hand, right? Am I surprised by this? No. Like Avery said, no. Like I've said before on this show, football is a microcosm of the country. 6 or 7 months ago, all these companies had Black Lives Matter on their website. We're going to make a real big push to have inclusion part of our thing. Look at the C-level executives, and if you know anything about business, C-level executives are the big dogs, CEOs, CFOs, people of this nature, of all these companies that had all these Black Lives Matters and what they were going to do to be more inclusive. None of their power structure have changed. It's still all white, all right. That's it. So I am not surprised by this. This is not something that
I'm not asking about so anyone is shocked by it. What I'm saying is this: is the NFL full of shit? All right, let's talk about is the NFL full of shit?
That's my point, Mark. The country's full of shit. Why would the NFL be different?
But once again,
it's a microcosm of the country. It just reflects what this country is, you know. And again, you have 32 individual owners who you cannot force them to hire. I don't know how. Let me say this: I don't know how you force them to hire somebody to run their organization if they don't feel like this person is qualified to do the job. I just don't know how you fix this problem.
Okay, Leaf, go ahead, Leaf.
Same shit, different day, man. Same shit, different day, bro. Like, you know what I mean? If he was not interviewed by anyone, if he was interviewed by five teams,
still ain't hired.
That's what I'm gonna say. How could these 5 teams interview him if they did and not think he was a good candidate? So Adam Schefter said he was interviewed by the Falcons and the Lions on Monday, the Chargers on Tuesday, and then he wrapped up with the Jets in Jacksonville. Tell me who was a better choice for any of these teams that allegedly hired him.
Let me ask you a question. The Jets announced Salah getting hired on Sunday. Am I right or wrong? Was it like, Sunday or Saturday?
It was like, I think it was Sunday.
It was Saturday.
But this article is from January 5th.
So
that's when this article is from.
Okay, so
this is before that.
So once again, I have to question that.
So hold on. So basically, dudes just said, "Let me handle the Rooney Rule right quick."
Listen, because at the end of the day,
we're gonna use the hottest name. We're gonna use the hottest name. We're gonna abide to the Rooney Rule, and then we can carry on with our everyday business.
Yo, can I ask a question? And I'm not pushing back. But I want to ask a question.
You can push back.
It's because it's not. I'm curious for my own edification. When is the last time a coach that has been coaching a team that is in the playoffs got hired before the playoffs finished?
Well,
I don't know that anybody knows that off the head, but I would like to know that.
While y'all talk, I'll let you know.
There's been unofficial agreements. Like I give you a prime example. We all knew Kyle Shanahan was going to the 49ers after they played in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. That was a known fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Prior
to
the Super Bowl.
You knew prior to that.
Prior. We knew
prior to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was going to San Francisco and everything. Look, I think the perfect landing spot for him, and if I'm Jacksonville, but this goes to show you, right? Even when you're, just because you skin folk don't mean you ain't kinfolk. The owner of that team is Shad Khan, who is a person of color, right?
Who's a Trump supporter.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. But the point I'm trying to make is, look at the success, even though he doesn't necessarily get the praise for this. Look at the success that he's had with a young quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. You're about to have the number one pick in the draft, right? With Trevor Lawrence. Wouldn't that? I would think that would make a lot of sense to me to hire this man.
No,
but they signed Urban Meyer though.
Stop. They hired Urban Meyer, who's never coached in the pros a day in his life.
No. But that's what I'm.
Okay.
That's the point.
But let's go one further, Banks. To your point, and I want our viewers to get this. They scream about the kid Justin Herbert with the Chargers, how great of a season he had. his quarterback coach was Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton, who was a black coach, turned this kid in, and got the best out of him. Pep Hamilton's name isn't being mentioned at all, period. How in the hell do a Dan Campbell, who's a tight end coach, is in line to get the Lions job? I got one better for you, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is interviewing with the Eagles job. How in the hell, again, no, you had the perfect opportunity to coach up Andy Dalton, who was out of the actual league, and look what happened with that. But then you get a coach's job. Adam Gase gets fired after mediocrity, and then his name is being thrown around to be the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks.
Whoa! You are grossly overestimating Adam Gase by saying he was mediocre. He was horrible.
Horrible. But he's in line to get the offensive coordinator job with the Seattle Seahawks.
But hold on. Let's put this in perspective, especially when we're talking about Eric B. If you watch their games and you listen to the broadcast, Andy Reid gets all the props.
Yep.
Thanks. Leaf, I'm not gonna let you do that because of this. Two guys that's never call plays is getting jobs.
No, Mark. Let me finish my point. And I think that's a problem. See, because even the media, right? Because if the media starts throwing his name out there, more people will know. We love football, so we know who this guy is. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? The media is not even giving his props when they have the opportunity to give him his props.
Right. His name has been out there for 2 years.
Yeah, no doubt. But even in the playoffs, when Andy Reid is champion for this guy, when Andy Reid said, look, I let him call the plays in the playoffs, he still didn't get his props from the media. It was all about Andy Reid.
Listen, they've used every excuse in the book to hold this guy back, but they have no excuses for the guys that they elevate. And they keep elevating guys. And, guys are coming out of left field getting jobs. And this is crazy. This is crazy right now what's going on. And I'm going to call it the NFL is full of shit. Stop with the Black Lives Matter. Stop with all these promos like you right? Y'all really care as an organization, as a league. Let's stop doing it because all of it is falsehoods.
This article was from 3 days ago, right, from CBS Sports. I'm just going to read the headline. Head coach outlook bleak for Bieniemy despite wealth of experience, and now is starting to raise questions about the hiring practice in the NFL.
Listen,
that was 3 days ago from CBS Sports.
But none of it makes sense. And let's be real,
sense. No, it makes sense when it's fake.
No. What I'm saying is, and let's be real, like Salah got a job, but again, I always say when we get a job, is they set us up for a little bit of it. He didn't get the best situation. He's not gonna get, me and Mark spoke about this the other day. Eric Bieniemy, if he gets that job, DeShaun Watson's gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? So all in this situation. Like, come on, man.
The Houston shit is bullshit. It's like your girl is sick and tired of you, and now you want to bring flowers home. No, this shit already packed her bags, bro.
Hold up. On that note, let's go into the DeShaun Watson madness in Houston right now. Where do y'all sit at? Because I learned that Watson has a no trade clause, so he has Houston by the balls right now. Where you at with everything that is going on? And Leaf, remember, I had posted it to you. They have no first round, no second round picks going into this draft. They're over the cap by $20 million. They're going to have to cut players to make room in the first place. And you have a quarterback that want to be going with a no trade clause.
You trade him.
Go ahead. Hold on. Avery, go ahead.
I made this point earlier about the Knicks. I wasn't trying to be funny. When you have poor management, for years to come, what Bill O'Brien did to that team is going to haunt Houston for years to come because you had somebody who is not good with management completely destroy a team. Y'all know Andre Johnson even came out and said something about DeShaun Watson.
Great. Hold on. Andre Johnson has not tweeted in 2 years prior to what he had to say about DeShaun Watson.
So go fix
He went back on Twitter to say something.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, they have nothing there for anyone. It's a complete disregard and disrespect to your franchise, and you just gave this kid the bag. You just gave him the bag.
No, listen, and that's why I love what DeShaun Watson is doing. DeShaun Watson and whatever's going on in Houston, other people need to follow. Harden and now DeShaun Watson, because like Mark said, DeShaun Watson has him by the balls. You can't trade me to wherever you want to trade me. I'm the only value you have. I'm the only thing that can get you picks. So I'm going to pick my destination. And I love to see an NFL player finally with this power. And I hope he sits out as long as he got to sit out until he gets what he wants. Plain and simple. And don't go to the Jets because you're just going to look bad.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, the handling of this whole thing shows and reeks, even with the GM hire that they made. Your star quarterback that you gave the bag to, you gave them a no trade clause to, told you I want to be a part of the process of the GM, which you bring in after you gave fucking Bill O'Brien everything and right, he screwed this up. I want to be a part of the process.
And you said okay.
You said fine and turn around.
And called me up and was like, we hired you.
No, I got a better one. They went and paid over $2 million to a service to do a search for a GM that is not on their quarterback's list and came up with names that Watson don't even want, and turn around and threw that list out and hired a dude that a lot of people say shouldn't even have this job, kid. That's
my
crazy.
name wasn't on that list?
Huh?
My name wasn't on that list?
No, it should have been.
So everything you said, right, has been kind of everybody has great points. What Bill O'Brien has done to that team will haunt this team for years. You traded arguably the best receiver in the game for not even a first-round pick.
For a bag of Skittles.
I don't even know as an owner how you even allow that. How the GM comes to you and says, this is what we getting for DeAndre. And you don't say you're fired. Please get out of my office right now, right? You have a 25-year-old quarterback who asked to be a part of the process, and you said, yeah, we'll make you a part of the process. You paid me. You want me to be here and everything like that. I tell you, please interview Bieniemy and Salah. Those are my choices. And you say, yeah, we got you, fam. And you completely ignore. Yo, they made their bet. They got to sit in it. It's crazy, but it is what it is. It's like, yo, the NFL as a whole has shown when it comes to black people, we do not give a damn about what any of y'all have to say.
You don't want y'all to hold the lion's share or majority of anything.
75%. No, we hold the majority
not
on
ownership,
the field.
And that's what I'm talking about.
75% on the field, and that's where it stops at. When you go to that sideline, it all changes.
Well, let me ask y'all this though. If y'all be enemy, do y'all take that Houston job?
I wouldn't touch the job.
No.
Crazy.
No.
That's crazy.
Hell
wouldn't
no.
touch the job.
That's crazy.
Wouldn't touch the job.
It's like you said. But then here's the problem with that, right? He gets offered that job and turns it down and says, and the NFL goes, see, we did what we were supposed to do. He got a job.
Now,
job in your quarterback.
Me and Mark had this conversation, Banks, and I understand Mark's part, but I say if I'm Bieniemy, I'm not taking any job that's offered to me. You're not going to put me in a spot to be unsuccessful and then for them to do exactly what you just said. Look, we gave a guy a job and he wasn't good at it. Nah, I want something that is going to. I even want a clean slate, like what Homeboy got in Miami, where I got a clean slate and I'm able to build it the way I want to, or I want something that's already furnished, brand new, and ready to go. Otherwise than that, I'm staying in Kansas City and I'm gonna be successful, bro.
Leaf, let me say 2 points. Todd Bowles did what you just said. He went for the job and got shitted on. The Jets shitted on him. took everything, all the talent which he had, and got rid of it and expected him to win. And Todd Bowles has not gotten a job yet ever since that. To that point, Eric Bieniemy, if he stays at 51, if he stays under Andy Reid, kid, he's only hurting his own value. He needs to get a job and let his talent come out.
Hold on, how much longer Andy Reid gonna coach, bro?
See,
that's what I'm saying.
Deal. No. Hold on. Think about something now. Andy Reid is in a great spot. It's not like, he got Patty Moe for the next 10 years. If Andy want to go for another 5 years, he ain't got to leave out of there. So you don't know you don't know how long Andy's going to be there. So you can't count on Andy not leaving out.
Yeah, but Mark, man, I don't want to see. Go ahead, bro.
Hold on, Lee. So this is what I was thinking when we talked about it last segment, the first part of this segment. Do we need allies in this situation? Does Andy Reid, if he's really an ally, does he pull back a little bit? I wouldn't even say quit or retire. Does he pull back and say, the first 8 games of the season, Bieniemy's the coach of the team. I'm the assistant coach. He's running the team.
Listen, Andy Reid to this point has done everything he can to promote this kid to get him a job.
Definitely.
I can't say kid, he's a grown man. I don't know unless he step away. That's the only way that right now that Andy Reid. But Andy Reid can't do no more.
Would you think? I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, will be an extreme step. But let's say he did that and stepped back and said, you know what? He's the team. He's the head coach. I'm the assistant. I know it's an extreme move.
Let me say this. Listen, but that's you and I talking. I don't know Eric Bieniemy. I don't know if he would want a job like that, because who says that he would want that job like that? Because that's taking his power from him, because now that was handed to him by Andy Reid when nobody else wanted to. You don't want to be in that situation.
I got you.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Right.
It's fucked up. You're in a lose-lose situation, bro.
You saw what his agents came out and spoke out about the Eagles. And they were like, they basically said what you want. They was like, how is there 7 coaching vacancies? Now there's 2. You got all these black coaches in conference championships and all of that, and not one of their names is linked to the job.
Let me speak to something that really came out about 2 days ago. About 3 days ago, it came out after he interviewed with the Texans, and they came out and said that he had a bad interview. And you hear this narrative when it comes to black coaches when they get interviewed, that they have a bad interview. And that's the same bullshit we hear about black quarterbacks that they run to. Oh, they don't study. They are quick to be the first one out.
They have horrible Wonderlic tests.
All these things, but you don't hear it about white coaches.
Wait, time out. They said Bieniemy had a bad interview.
Well, that's what I heard.
Somebody a bad interview and the best offense in the last 3 years. Listen, I got you.
Listen, and
it all makes sense now.
And mind you, unless you sit up there and fart or talk about this dude's mother, how in the hell can you have a bad interview?
You smoking weed. You smoking weed on Zoom.
It was with the Falcons. It was the Falcons interview.
And that's probably and Mark, to your point, I think that's probably smoke, because the Falcons didn't want to hire him. They already had their eyes on that.
And they hired. And who did the Falcons hire is a no-name hire. Am I right or wrong?
But you know what though, Mark? You know what? I don't like the source of this story, Mark. This isn't coming up on no other known source.
Listen. I just said that. I know I heard that, but I know that this is a narrative that's painted for us many times. This is the narrative that is always put out there with us, is that we don't interview well, or it's always something mental when it comes to black coaches and black quarterbacks. That's why, fellas, a lot of times when y'all talk about the aptitude or the quarterback isn't working hard or can't read defenses, I fight back on that, because to me it's bullshit, because we don't hear the same narrative when it comes to white quarterbacks when they're not doing well. And I keep saying we have to stop doing that, because I hear it too much. Say it again, Vince.
It depends on the situation, because I think I agree with your point, but I think you heard these things about Manziel and how he was being. I didn't like the fact that
he was a partier. We didn't hear anything about his intelligence, things like that. And just think about something. Look at Mayfield. Okay, we didn't hear those things, man, about Mayfield. We didn't hear Josh Rosen. As poor as Josh Rosen played, we never heard anything about his aptitude. We never heard about his work ethic. It was never brought up. You get a black quarterback, his work ethic and his aptitude is what's always put out there, and it's a run-to narrative, and that's why
Absolutely.
I said, that shit needs to stop, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, yo, Mark, that was a great point. Everything you said was absolutely true. But speaking of what we was going on from the last topic, you know what I mean? I don't even want to put that out there that was said and we ain't get it from a credible source.
No, I got it. But I did hear it.
But the facts behind everything you said was absolutely right. Everything you said was absolutely right based on the subject.
Yo, listen, and that's why I said Eric Bieniemy. But there's other coaches. I didn't want to stay there. That's why I threw out the name, Pep Hamilton. You read what Ryan Hamilton has done. And he's getting no name, no recognition.
Let's see how long it takes Anthony Lynn to get another job.
Anthony Lynn.
Let's you know what I mean? My man, what's homie from Chicago that got let go after they went 10-6.
Oh, he hasn't
been back
in the league.
He hasn't been.
He has a sniff. He had to go to college.
Lovie Smith. He
had to go to college.
My man Raheem Morris. He got the job at Tampa Bay. He's never got another shot.
No, Raheem Morris was the interim coach for the Falcons. After Quinn got fired, and then now he's out. Because once again, and they brought in Arthur Smith, who how in the hell Arthur Smith gets how did Arthur Smith get a job? You know,
he got the same first name as the owner. That's how.
Listen. One thing, y'all, that the NFL to me, and I'm going to keep saying, is full of shit, and we got to call it out when we see it. We got to call it out because, yo, I can't keep doing this, man. Yo, the NFL is full of shit, and that's the title of this video right here is going to be the NFL's full of shit. That's how I'm going to post it. It's the NFL is full of shit because that's what they are, man. And yo, fans, we can't keep allowing this shit, man. This is horrible, and especially with what happened Monday with MLK Day and yo, all of this Sunday and Saturday, the promos that they rolled out about Black Lives and Black Lives Matters and all this shit. Come on, man. Stop it, man.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
At the end of the day. I could put it on. I could put it on TV. I could promote it because this is what you want to see. But then as soon as shit is over, right back to normal,
the shit. All right, y'all. This is our take. Thank you for tuning in, man. Peace out.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Yo, go to our online store, pick up some merchandise.
Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, yeah. What the hell?
We don't have that as merchandise.
In the house, without a doubt.
That's not what we have. That's not an Our Take mask, y'all. Just want to let you know.
That might be a good idea, son.
Yo, no, because Banks look like he's going to his second job. Once
Our Take.
This is Brooklyn. You know what it is. Brooklyn, you know what it is.
Wow. Okay. Okay, y'all. Yo, fellas, man. Yo, take it easy, man.
Yeah.
This is our take.